Hi guys, so this is a video from February when I travelled down to Avon and Somerset to film a video about their TV series To Catch a Copper, which shows all their corruption and that kind of thing. And I was subsequently arrested, which is what you're going to see in this video. There is history between this force and I. I do have a civil claim against them at the moment, which has been in process for a long time now. So I believe this to be retaliatory, and yeah, I'll let you watch and make your own mind up there. Now, I will bring a civil claim against this. I'm waiting to speak to my solicitors about it, but again, it's going to be a long process, probably 2 years or so down the line. Now, the footage you're about to see isn't really edited or cut in any way. I or shortened it to try and make it more advertiser friendly, that kind of thing. I just want you to see the raw footage. So yeah, I think that's about it. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'll be down there reading and engaging. So yeah, on with the video. Hi guys, so today we are just outside Bristol. Well, at least we're outside the city. We are in Portishead, which is the Avon and Somerset Police and Fire HQ. I've been round to the other gate and it is shut, whereas this one is open. Oh, I say it's open, they've seen me coming and now they're shutting it. Bastards. I know, it is open. Operational training, Northeast car park, operations building. Okay, let's go this way. Now I am of course here just in response to the TV show that I mentioned in a previous video. I'm sure you've all seen by now, but I've seen some people saying they don't watch TV, so yeah, I watched it and then I watched it again and wow, look at this. Hello, what the hell? Oh dear. Sorry, I had to. So yeah, I mean, it kind of starts at Clifton Suspension Bridge when two female officers arrive, and the security guard immediately sets the tone and kind of says, you know, it's one of the regulars. She's up there trying to end her life, and immediately the female police officer slaps on the handcuffs and says you're under arrest for causing a public nuisance. Now she's manhandled by her hair by one officer, then restrained against the car by another with two hands gripped around her throat, where the officer goads and threatens to put her on the floor and parva her for complaining about being strangled. Her head is hit against the car by one of the officers as she's placed into the car. She does call the police officer a skanky bitch and attempts to spit, which the female officer responds to by slapping her in the face, shoving a spit hood on her and parvering her, that's pepper spray, straight in the eyes at close range. Blah blah blah. Yeah, there's a minimum distance for parva, so you have to be a metre away. She's then shoved out of the car, put on the ground where she's crying and all of this, and they're still mocking her. And then back in the car, the police officer asks if it's a suitable time to go and get an Indian takeaway. It's like, are you having a laugh? So yeah, they take her back to the station and she's searched, and one of the police officers says to another one, she kind of brags, oh, I told you I was going to bother someone and all of this. It's like, seriously? And surprise, surprise, nothing was done about it. Both officers were allowed to leave the force voluntarily before any misconduct could be brought against them. That, of course, enables them to keep their pensions. A hearing has been scheduled for June this year, which will be over 2.5 years after the incident. And all that is to do is to decide whether they should be allowed to rejoin the force or not. Now, the IOPC did conclude that the officers' actions did amount to a criminal offence, but they, surprise, surprise, decided not to refer it to the CPS. And when the police looked to see if they could refer it themselves, they couldn't, because the IOPC had dragged it out over 6 months, which is, of course, the time limit to bring a case for common assault. So yeah. So I recommend watching it. I'll put a link in the description, although I'm sure by the time you see this, episode 2 will have been out. So you should have 2 to watch. Now, I did watch a little clip of another auditor coming here, and they were looking for marked vehicles and didn't find any. But it looks like I found them. Interesting, they've got no lights on top, and their bonnets are all cocked open. Which is a bit strange. Maybe they're training vehicles. Interesting. Sorry, we're zoomed in, I didn't realise. Generator. Oh, look at this. Yeah, I'm surprised I've not come across anyone. I think because it's slightly raining and foggy and cold. Okay. Oh, I wonder what this building is over here. So yeah, there was another case on there where officers responded to a street near a hospital where a lady was trying to leave the hospital. She kind of says, I'm not under section, so I don't want to go back to the hospital. And the police officer responds saying, well, you will be in a minute, as if he's threatening to put her under section. What is this? Oh, there's dog food sponsored jumps there. Maybe this is for dogs. I'm not going to walk. Ooh. Okay, we'll walk over here, but I'm going to get wet feet. Yeah, so that one, they're kind of very harsh towards her as well. They call her a effing bitch. We won't say the full word, or YouTube will tell me off. They knew they were on body-worn video being disgusting as well, because they actually acknowledge it. They go for a cigarette behind a bush. They're kind of laughing about how what they've just done is all captured on camera. And their punishment for that was reflective learning, which is just a chat. And the police officer is quoted at the end of saying, we should have acted better. So clearly he's learnt his lesson. Not. So yeah, this is obviously private property, so we will have to leave if they ask us to leave, but obviously they've got to give us reasonable time. So I'll be leaving nice and slowly if asked to do so. But as you saw, I didn't cross any barriers, or we walked straight in. Oh, here's some more marked vehicles. Oh, we've got some unmarked vans here. Now let me turn my paper over. So I can tell you about Lee Cocking. Yep, you heard that right. Lee Cocking. Now on Christmas Eve 2017, Sergeant Lee Cocking volunteered to drive a heavily intoxicated member of the public home, telling a colleague, "I'll sort her out." He then allegedly, I have to say this, allegedly, he pulled over in the car and he graped, we have to say that, or YouTube will tell me off. So he graped the victim. He was actually charged with misconduct in a public office, but that was later thrown out. He convinced the jury that he had PTSD, which left him unable to stop the woman, making him pull into a dark lay-by. She then apparently climbed on top of him in the driver's seat and had sex with him. Now, an actual quote from him: "She was playing with my willy, but was getting annoyed because I couldn't keep it up." So, Mr. Cocking couldn't get it up. And he claims he was raped. Graped. Now, conveniently enough, shortly before his misconduct hearing, he was granted medical retirement from the force with a full pension. The police misconduct hearing agreed with the court verdict of not guilty, and the panel ruled that he did not breach standards of professional behaviour for police officers in relation to honesty and integrity. So this is the training school. And on the programme, one of his colleagues described his defence as farcical. So yeah, this is the training. I thought that was BT Tower up there for a second, and remembered we're not in London. So yeah, Mr. Lee Cockhead received approximately £184,000 from the force, from the taxpayer, for the 4 years that he was suspended, and he is now free to enjoy his retirement at home with his kids and wife. And here's the most shocking part: he's actually free to rejoin the force at any time. Fantastic. So yeah, if you watch it, you'll get to hear the phone call of the victim reporting it to the police, and she's saying, "I know nobody's going to believe me because he's a police officer." And yeah, while they initially believed her, it was a waste of time. Although I would argue it's not actually a waste of time, because now the public are aware of this individual and he is actually off the streets. Well, off the streets policing anyway, at least for the time being. Now, a little stat that I thought I'd throw in is that in 2022, under 1% of the 81,000 complaints made about the police resulted in misconduct proceedings. Under 1%. We are being shouted at, but I'm going to keep going. Hello.
Hi.
So yeah, that's under 1%. Just reading a report. So yeah, it's under 1% of 81,000, which... Sorry, what's 1% of 81,000?
Who are you?
Sorry, can we just do the maths first? What's 1% of 81,000?
I have no idea.
It's for 810? Is that right?
Okay,
So
can
under,
I
that's
just stop
probably...
you a minute?
Yeah.
You're on a secure site and I just want to check who you are.
Oh, okay.
Yeah? Who are you, please?
Oh, I'm just me.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Not
that the
really.
BT tower?
I need to know why you're here.
Oh, I'm just reading.
How did you get in?
Oh, I just walked up the footpath.
Okay.
The gates are open.
I don't think they are.
Oh, I think they are.
shouldn't
I've
be.
recorded it.
Okay. Have you got any identification on you, please?
I might do. Let me see. I've got an ID.
Yeah, can I have a look at that, please?
Yeah, of course. Is this the right one? Yeah, that one.
Please, please.
I mean, that's an ID. It's not my ID, obviously.
Hi, I am 1429 Samantha Walton. I'm at HQ. I'm doing training, delivering training.
doing right?
Yeah. Who are you?
And I'm
Police
just
officer just came out of a car.
Oh.
Just make sure. It's
Can I just take your shoulder number? Because I can't read it. No, but I can't read. Can you verbalise it, please?
5673.
Okay.
Assistance, please.
Yeah, is there a problem?
We're just finding out. We're just
So,
checking with our colleague.
All right.
Police HQ.
Yeah, if you have a look at the gate, the gate's open.
The gate's open.
Yeah.
Just
So I
We
just,
check the bottom gate or the exit gate here.
to be honest,
Pedestrian gate.
I'm only aware of one gate.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll get that sorted out.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to. Where's reception?
Well, just if you just hang fire here a second.
Am I being
Sarge.
detained?
You're not at the moment. No.
No.
We just,
So I'm going to carry on if that's okay. You're free to follow me, but. So yeah, that's the report. Yeah, I was just doing a little news report. That's all.
1429 Samantha Walton. It's just given me because ID, but it says it's a Hawaii driver's license.
Yeah, it's an ID. It's not my ID.
He's now telling me it's not his ID.
That's from. Have you seen?
Yeah, Superbad.
Superbad.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's McLovin. Can I have my? Thank you.
Can you tell me who you are, please?
Do I have to?
Well, yeah, you're on police property.
Oh, it's okay. I'll leave then. Thank you.
I need to know who you are because
You don't
might
need to.
pose a threat to us.
Why are you standing next to me with no body armour on then?
Can I just ask you to stand still for me?
Am I being detained? Am I being detained?
Yeah, I'm detaining you.
Under...
Terrorism Act.
Oh, 43. Fantastic.
Yeah, is that all right?
43?
Because I don't know who you are. You're not telling me who you are.
I don't have to.
You're dressed up very suspiciously.
It's cold.
And you are on police premises.
Yeah, but the gate's open.
I don't believe you. And even if the gate is open, you shouldn't be gaining access and you shouldn't be here.
But it's publicly accessible, I thought.
No, it's not.
Well, the gate's open.
And I'm being quite reasonable. I'm asking you for your name. I'm asking you for some ID.
Yeah, but I don't
and
have to give it to you.
You're refusing to do that.
Yeah, but I don't have to give it to you.
So you're
I
now
don't
going
think-
to remain with me until some other police officers come and assist me.
Okay.
Can I just ask what you're doing?
I'm just pressing record,
Okay.
if that's okay.
But what's that device there? You're not recording with that device?
Yeah, but what if you turn that one off? I just want it on 2, if that's okay. If you don't mind. I'm just going to press record.
This is private property, so I do not want my
Do
identity
you
to
say that
be
you've
put
got
on
officers en
online.
route?
Well, I've offered to leave.
I'm just saying it's private property. Okay, you're not entitled to film me, and I do not want my identity to be put online. Is that understood?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
It's not on you, look. It's pointing at the
No,
cars.
I know, but just make sure you're
Yeah.
aware you're on private property.
But can you just tell me who you are, though?
Not at the moment, no,
Oh, but you're giving me
because
a.
I'm on private property.
But you're giving me a request.
I'm not requesting. I'm just saying I do not want my identity
Yeah.
to be put online.
But if you tell me you're a police officer, I'll say yeah, okay. But if you're just like a normal person,
You still haven't got the right to film me on private property.
yeah, I'm not filming you. What's that?
Can you confirm that you're not filming anybody here on?
No, it's pointing down.
He's been
As long
all
as
the way
you're-
around the turning circle.
Yeah, look, see, it's pointing at the floor. I'm not filming anyone.
That also goes for any vehicle registration numbers.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't film those. I'm just here to read the report, that was all. I'm sure you can probably guess. It's about the TV programme.
What's that got to do with you being here now?
Well, because I'm a journalist. I'm doing a report about the TV programme.
Do you realise that there are proper processes and appropriate channels to go through if you want to speak to us in relation to that?
Oh, I don't want to speak to you. It's just a background while I do the report, if that makes sense.
Well, that background should be done through the appropriate channels through our corporate comms, and as a journalist, you should
Yeah.
know that. So again, I'm a little bit suspicious as to whether you really are a journalist.
Well, I'm a citizen journalist, so
There we go. So there are appropriate channels for you to go through.
yeah. So what would that be?
You contact through 101
Yeah.
our corporate communications department, who will assist you with anything you need to know in relation to any documentary
Yeah.
or any future research that you might want to do.
Can you write their number down for me?
It's 101.
Oh,
It's the easy way. It's the general inquiries. All police inquiries go through 101.
Just to give you an idea.
what is that?
It's just a scrap metal dealer outside the site. So they're not on site, they're out there just trying to get scrap metal.
All right. What, oh God, what are they saying?
Any old iron. It's an old phrase that they use to collect scrap metal. So
Oh,
they
right.
drive around in a vehicle and they
Yeah.
shout any old iron, and then anybody can bring out any scrap metal they want.
Is that a local thing? I've never heard of that before.
No, it's just a UK thing.
Oh.
Dates right back to the old days where you used to go around with horse and carts
All right.
collecting any scrap metal. So it's not a police thing, don't worry.
Yeah. All right.
But at the end of the day, can you see where we're coming from? My name's Gavin, by the way.
Go. Are you a police
Okay.
officer?
I am a police officer.
Okay. Can I take your shoulder number?
At the moment, I'm not working today. I've only put this on because it's wet.
Yeah, but you have identified it, so I just would.
My first name, okay, one pipe property. I'm trying to be polite.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, if I wanted to contact you or make a
As a
complaint,
journalist, as a journalist, can
Yeah.
you recall the incident that happened not long ago with somebody being shot in Wick St Lawrence?
or in where?
Wick St Lawrence, down by Weston-super-Mare.
I'm not from Bristol. I don't know.
So
Can you give me some information about that?
it's online. You can look it up. Okay.
What
A
would I?
member of the
What would I
public-
search?
A member of the public,
Yeah.
okay, was planning a mass shooting,
Right.
a mass murder on this site.
Oh right.
Okay, that person's since been sent to prison
When was that?
recently.
No, I've not heard about it. Was it in the news?
I'm not being argumentative, but if you're a journalist,
Yeah.
okay, you should be up on this sort of stuff.
Uh,
Okay, that's
Yeah,
why.
fair
That's why.
enough.
Can you understand now why we're a little bit jumpy? Because we've had
somewhat.
somebody planning to come on site
Yeah.
with homemade machine guns that
Oh,
did
right.
operate, did work.
Yeah.
Okay, it resulted in that person being shot
Hmm.
because they shot themselves and police officers.
Yeah.
Okay, they were planning to come on the site with guns.
Yeah.
Okay, you're on site now with a balaclava on, hiding your
Yeah.
identity. Can you not understand why we're a little bit edgy, a little bit jumpy?
I could.
So if I came in your back garden then, after somebody threatened to shoot
Yeah,
you,
yeah, but this isn't your back garden. This is
It's
a. It's a public
no,
building.
it's not. It's private property.
It is.
mate.
It's a public
It's
building,
private
though.
property.
There's a reception. The gate's
It's
open.
private property. Okay. At the end of the day, this is private property.
It is.
So, if
So,
you left
so
your
you.
back, so if you left your back gate open, your back garden, and I walked in,
It
okay.
would be publicly accessible. It would be trespass.
we trespass.
Once I asked you to leave
it's
and you didn't.
private.
No,
private
nobody's asked me to leave yet.
No, because we want to make sure that you're not a threat.
Yeah,
Okay, we
sure.
want to make sure that you are not planning an attack.
Right.
Can you understand?
Have a look
where-
through this.
Can we understand where you're coming from? Then?
Have a look at what I've written. Oh God.
Just won't stop stuff.
But that might put you at ease if you have a read.
Okay, what is it?
It's just a. It's a report I've written. That's page 2. You might want to look at page 1. So I'm just reading that out and saying, you know, this is the HQ. And,
All I'll say,
have you seen the programme?
I haven't. No.
Oh, it's
And
just
I-
an out.
To be fair, I refuse to watch it. So.
Oh, is it a bit of a busman's holiday for you?
No, not at all.
Oh, right.
I just don't like watching people misbehave.
All right. Do you not think you could learn something from it, or?
In what context?
There
you go, you can have that back.
Yeah, sure. Thanks. Well, I was discussing it with a police officer yesterday, and he kind of said that he is going to watch it because, you know, it's interesting to see how people respond to different things and what they can learn from it, or what the misconduct kind of learnt from it, or that kind of thing. I just think
I'd like to think that I don't need to watch it because I actually do my job without getting into trouble.
Yeah, and I think actually, I mean, Well, that sounds like I'm blowing smoke up your arse. You've actually been, compared to some police officers I deal with, other than not giving me your shoulder number, I think you've been okay. But yeah, it's, I don't know.
But things like security, if you can understand, we have farms officers,
Yep.
okay? They have identity numbers, okay? But the reason why they don't give them out is because they're afraid of repercussions out in Civic Street.
All right.
So
So you're on
if
about
you have-
like in
if
the
you
map,
have-
for
yeah,
example.
If you have surveillance officers
Yeah.
walking around this site, bearing in mind it's private property, okay, they're not obliged to identify themselves to you. Because if they do, it could jeopardise future investigations and future cases they're on.
All right.
So just because we are police officers, it doesn't mean we have to identify ourselves
so is
to
that-
you on private property.
So is that why you didn't want me to film you?
Exactly.
Because
you
you might
don't know
want.
who I am,
Yeah.
you might jeopardise my job and also the job that I'm doing.
Right.
So you've got to think that there are implications about coming on a private site and filming faces and collar numbers. Okay, especially vehicles, because you don't know
Yeah.
which vehicles are which. You don't know which are undercover cars, which are not.
Yeah.
So there's massive security implications there. And I'm sure
If you say so.
Well, would you want a drug dealer to know what vehicles we use? Would you want somebody that's wanted for murder to know
Yeah.
what vehicles we use? Because by putting those vehicles online and by putting our faces online, you could potentially jeopardise that
Yeah.
and stop people from being prosecuted.
Okay, so I would come back to that and say, one, I wasn't doing that. I was doing my report and just filming around. And my other point, which is a bit more argumentative, is you've walked up to the camera. So had I not been cooperative, I might have started, you know, some people might have stuck it in your face and gone, no, I'm filming you.
Okay.
But I've gone, okay, fair enough.
I appreciate that. I absolutely do understand that, appreciate it. But really, you shouldn't be filming on private property anyway.
But I
So-
can, that's what I do.
So can I come
Sometimes
in-
you have to
so
go
can
on.
I come in your house and film you?
No, but if the gate is open, you can come in, and then if
can
I
come in
ask
your
you,
garden
if
and-
I ask you to leave,
Yeah.
you would have to.
Yeah.
But nobody asked me to leave.
And you wouldn't get upset if I walked in your garden filming. Because if you've got a family, if your family was in your back garden, I came in filming on a nice summer's afternoon.
I don't know why you're bringing my
barbecue.
family into it. That's a
No,
bit
I'm
strange.
just saying.
I've
if
not
we
brought your
walked in-
family into it.
Okay, friends then, friends. So
Right.
you're having a nice friendly barbecue with all your friends in your back garden, and I walk
Yeah.
in with a camera.
Well, I don't like barbecues. I also don't really like being outside.
To be fair, I've tried being nice.
Yeah,
I've-
I'm being nice.
No, you're just coming back with arguments.
No, journalism.
Journalism.
Doing my reports.
So if you were on your own or with loads of people?
No, I go about on my own.
So if you're in your back garden then trying to do a report on something that's close to you, close to your heart,
Yep.
and then I came in and started filming
Crack on if it's public,
your back garden.
if you want.
So private property, you wouldn't get upset that I'm in your back garden? I'm on
Uh,
your private property filming your
it-
personal belongings?
It depends what your intention is.
And we don't know what your intention is.
Well, I've told you, I've shown you this.
Yeah, but I don't know that. I can see a bit of paper.
Yeah.
So the chap then that was talking about coming on site and murdering police officers,
Yeah.
shooting them with homemade machine guns.
Yeah, but I've not
he'd
done
come,
that.
No, but if he'd come a
And
week
he's
earlier,
in prison.
If he'd come a week earlier,
Yeah.
okay, before his arrest and before his shooting, and showed me a bit of paper whilst he was scoping to commit mass murder, what do you think I would have done? Just gone, yeah, a bit of paper, that's fine, yeah, on you go. And then a week later he comes and shoots 20 officers.
Yeah, but you can't violate people's rights because of what might happen. For example, you're violating my rights at the moment,
By how?
where you've
talking to you?
stopped my free movement.
On private property.
Yeah, I said I'm going to go to reception, and you guys have said no, you're staying here.
There isn't a reception here.
There is a reception here.
There isn't.
There is. It says on the sign.
That's the training school reception for police officers. That's not for public.
No, when I came in the gate, there's a reception.
That's not here though.
Well, I don't know where it is. I can't find it.
Again, it's not for members of the public, it's for people visiting the site who have a legitimate reason for being here.
Well, I
who have
do.
signed in, who are going to sign in, who
Yep.
have been invited onto the site.
I would have signed in, but I
And none
can't
of the
find it.
above applied to yourself.
Yeah, but I can't find reception.
You haven't been invited onto site. You haven't requested access to the site prior to entering it.
Yeah, but I've used a public road, footpath to gain access.
To go through a private entrance.
Yeah, but the gate's open, so it's
a private
open.
entrance and there's clear signs saying private property.
Wow.
And that's why the signs are there, to stop people like yourself coming onto the site claiming it was free access.
Well, it is.
That's
I mean,
what, it isn't free
yeah,
access.
but
It says private property.
Tesco says private property at the door.
Yeah, and you're not allowed through those doors if they say you're not allowed on their premises.
Yeah, but it didn't say that.
We are saying members of the public are not allowed on our premises.
Yeah, but it didn't say that.
It says private property, and that should be enough to keep you away.
Well, no, but
because that's what it's designed to
Tesco
do.
says private property.
For their private areas, yes.
No, it says it as you enter the car park at Tesco. It says private property.
Yes, it does. But then you're invited to go through there because the barriers are open and all that. Our
Yeah,
barriers are closed.
No, the gate's open.
Yes,
I've recorded it.
However, there is a barrier there to prevent people coming through. You would have had to walk on the road to get into this area from the direction you came from, and
Yeah.
hence you would have had to go through a closed barrier,
No,
which
but
is
it's open.
designed as a deterrent to stop you coming in.
Like,
Because
what,
it is
this?
private property.
That goes like that?
Yes, that is a closed barrier.
Yeah, but it's for cars.
It's for anything. It is there to dictate a closed area where you are not allowed to be unless you're invited onto these premises.
Right. But isn't trespass that you can... If something is publicly accessible, which you're saying this
It is
isn't...
not publicly accessible. This area is not public.
But under the definition of the law, this is because the gate's open.
No, the gate isn't open because there's a physical barrier stopping you coming through. You chose to ignore that barrier.
It's not stopping me.
Well, it is. It's there to show you this is private property.
It's to stop cars coming through.
It's to stop anyone coming through. It's there to signify private property.
So I'd argue it could be clearer.
What then? A big sign saying private property and barriers physically stopping entry?
No, but if they're...
I think what we'll do is we'll stop talking with you now
We're waiting
because
for,
I suspect
Yeah.
okay, you're just trying to bait us to try and get evidence for either an internet or TV show. Okay,
I'm
you're
not
trying to
going on
bait us
TV.
into an argument,
I'm not, I'm just
Okay.
having a discussion with you.
but whatever we say to you, you argue back.
No,
So at
it's
this
called a
stage- At
debate.
this stage, I'm not going to talk to you any further.
It's because
okay?
you're saying that I shouldn't be here, but I'm saying what I thought I could be
My
here.
colleague has explained to you,
Yep.
okay, that you shouldn't be here. It is private property. The barriers are working, they are down, and you shouldn't be here.
Have we seen this lady before?
Yes, you spoke to her earlier.
All right. Not very good with faces.
It's okay.
Oh. Hiya.
So, do we know who you are yet, sir?
No, I would argue that under Article 8 of the Human Rights Act, I don't have to give you any details.
Okay, in that case...
Is that okay?
It's perfectly fine, you can have those rights.
You can search me if that's what you're going to do.
No, all I'm going to do at the moment, sir, is I'm going to arrest you on suspicion of aggravated trespass, okay?
Why is it
Under
aggravated?
Section 69 of the Criminal Justice Act and the Public Order Act, okay? The reason for that is you're obstructing lawful activity
Well-
and you're intimidating and causing distress
Would you like me to
people.
tell you one more thing before you make that decision?
No, I'm going to make that decision.
I'm an auditor on YouTube.
No, that's okay.
Doesn't
You're allowed
matter.
to be that. That's absolutely fine. What I'm
Hang
going
on,
to do...
hang on, let me just turn it
You
off.
don't have to
that's
say
fine, you
anything.
Okay guys, so in short, I was arrested, they searched me, they found some Arabic writing in my bag which they translated, and it was the Three Little Pigs. That was a little prop for a future video, but they sort of ruined that. But it was funny anyway. They found a little bag of salt, you know, like these sachets of salt you get, but it was in a clear bag. It said salt on it. So we went to custody, and they refused me access to see the nurse because I wouldn't tell them who I was. I kept asking to see the nurse, but again they kept refusing until I told them who I was. Anyway, some paramedics had to be called, the ambulance did turn up, and I wouldn't give the ambulance crew my name and address because the police were standing in the cell. Eventually I saw my solicitor, so we kind of gave my name and address, and then I went back to the cell and was in the cell for about 13 hours. I was then interviewed probably at 1 or 2 in the morning and was further arrested for possession of a Class A drug, salt, and failing to give my name and address to a constable, which is Section 50 of the Police Reform Act. So yeah, I gave a no-comment interview, and I was eventually released at 3 in the morning with no phone, no wallet, nothing. They seized all of my equipment and released me 4 hours from home at 3 in the morning in the middle of nowhere. So that was absolutely fantastic. Months down the line, I eventually get an email to say I can have my equipment back. I have to arrange my own courier, which I do. I ask them to pack the equipment appropriately in what box they'll be using. I'm told that it goes how it goes. Now, eventually the package was returned, and all that was received was an empty envelope that was torn open. They'd stored a camera, microphone, phone, and all of my stuff in a paper envelope, which had ripped open and all the equipment was missing. Luckily, the courier managed to recover a lot of it, but I believe this was to punish me or cause me to lose the footage so that I couldn't publish it on YouTube. However, I've got the footage and you've seen it now. So I've got all my equipment back apart from a microphone. Now I've gone through the correct channels to be reimbursed for the microphone and they're ignoring me, so I guess it will just be added to the civil claim. I'll update you as and when I can, but I think that's about it for now. Let me know what you think in the comments and I'll see you on the next one. This is AA out. She's a